The moment the rotor blades sliced through the quiet evening sky, every head in the school courtyard snapped upward, and the reunion chatter dissolved into stunned silence. The helicopter descended slowly, its lights glowing against the fading California sunset, and a gust of wind blew across the crowd, lifting dresses and shaking the decorations. No one spoke as the aircraft touched down on the football field, no one except a few former classmates who exchanged smirks, whispering the same cruel name they had used a decade ago. They had invited Sarah Whitmore, the quiet girl they once labeled the class loser, just to laugh at how little she must have achieved. But when the helicopter door opened and a poised woman stepped out with the confidence of someone who had rebuilt herself from ashes, every mocking smile froze. If you believe in kindness, compassion, and the power of second chances, make sure to like, comment, share, and subscribe to the channel. Your support helps us bring more inspiring stories to life. For years, Sarah's life had been defined by humiliation. In high school, she walked the halls of Redwood Valley High with her books tucked against her chest, hoping no one would notice the second-hand clothes, the trembling beneath her silence, or the fact that she never fit into any group. Her father worked long shifts at a mechanic shop, her mother battled an illness they never had the money to treat properly. Classmates like Jessica, Mark, and Tori treated her like a joke, someone unworthy of kindness or basic respect. Behind every locker shove and cruel note was the message that she would never amount to anything. And with every passing year, the words carved themselves deeper into Sarah's memory. After graduation, while her classmates celebrated college admissions and road trips, Sarah's world collapsed even further. Her mother passed away, her father's health declined, and she found herself working 2 minimum-wage jobs just to keep the lights on. There were nights she cried in the dark of their small Arizona apartment, telling herself she would always be the person everyone believed she was, insignificant, invisible, destined for a life that went nowhere. But somewhere inside her, in the fragile spaces her pain had carved out, there remained a spark, tiny, flickering, but stubborn. That spark grew the day she stumbled across an online course for digital design. She had no idea what she was doing, but she downloaded the free trial software and practiced every night between shifts. What began as an escape slowly became a passion. Sarah devoured tutorials, joined virtual groups, and created artwork that helped her breathe. She discovered she had an eye for branding, clean lines, bold colors, messages with meaning. It felt like creating a world where she, finally, belonged. Within a few years, her skills caught the attention of a small startup. They took a chance on her, and it changed everything. Sarah worked tirelessly, pouring her heart into every project. Her designs became the face of the company as it grew from a tiny team to a national sensation. By the time she was 28, Sarah had founded her own branding agency, a firm that eventually partnered with major corporations across the United States. Investors sought her out. Magazines featured her story. Companies paid high fees just to have her name on a project. She bought her father a proper home, ensured he received the medical care he had long lacked, and built a life far beyond the imagination of the quiet girl who once sat alone during lunch. So when the reunion invitation arrived, with the forced politeness and underlying cruelty she recognized instantly, Sarah almost ignored it. But something inside her whispered that sometimes closure doesn't come by forgetting the past, but by facing it with strength the old version of yourself never had. And that was why she stepped out of the helicopter that night with her chin lifted and her heart steady. The crowd stared at her as if witnessing a miracle. Sarah's long black dress flowed behind her as she walked toward them, her posture strong, her eyes calm. The classmates who once mocked her shifted uncomfortably, recognizing too late the greatness they had overlooked. Jessica, the unofficial queen of high school cruelty, attempted a smile, but her voice caught in her throat. Mark, who used to steal Sarah's notebooks and toss them across the yard, stared at his shoes. Tori, who once started rumors that haunted Sarah for years, whispered a stunned curse under her breath. Inside the decorated gym, the atmosphere felt heavy. Conversations dwindled, replaced by stolen glances. They expected Sarah to throw her success in their faces, but she surprised everyone by moving with grace, offering polite nods, and speaking kindly to those who approached her with awkward apologies. They saw in her something they had never recognized before: dignity, resilience, and a power earned through hardship, not privilege. And for the first time, many of them felt the sting of regret. When Sarah stood on the small stage for the alumni spotlight, the room grew still. She looked out at the faces of people who had shaped her past in painful ways, and instead of bitterness, she felt a sense of peace. She spoke about where she came from, the struggles that broke her, and the strength she discovered only through perseverance. She shared how her success had nothing to do with luck or revenge, but with the belief that no one deserves to be defined by the cruelty of others. Her words settled over the audience with unexpected weight, touching even those who once treated her with cruelty. When she finished, the applause was not just loud, it was emotional. It came from people who suddenly saw her not as the girl they once mocked, but as the woman they wished they could be more like. If this story touched your heart, please like the video, share it with someone who needs encouragement, and subscribe to the channel so we can keep creating meaningful and inspiring stories. Before we end, please comment below what moment of Sarah's journey inspired you the most. Thank you for watching, and remember, no one has the right to tell you who you can or cannot become.